Hey guys.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you? Fist
Good.
bump, fist
Good.
bump, fist
Good.
bump. How are
Good
you?
to see you.
Oh, there she is.
All right, so
20 years ago, deja vu. Wow,
so,
okay.
Wait, where were we last? Where did we leave off last?
Well, it wasn't primered yet. It was pretty much sanded down, and you said you were going to do some chemical stripper to get the rest of the paint off
Got
it.
it.
And
Okay.
how did that go?
So that went well.
It was, we had high hopes for it, right, with the chemical paint remover, but it was not up to the task. It took the clear coat off, that was about it, but it's California compliant, right? So we
watered
had
down, literally.
weak sauce.
Right, yeah.
Very watered
Yeah,
down.
exactly. So old-fashioned way, DA sandpaper, knocked it all back to the metal, and what we discovered was really surprising in a good way.
The body's really
In a good way?
In a good
really
way.
straight.
Just looking at what I've seen from here, it looks fantastic. So,
And you'll see it. You could pull it up on our video. You'll see how straight the body is. I mean, it's got a few little. There's like a little dent here. It's like something fell on it right here because you can see a dent here and a dent here. At some point, someone had previously filled the holes here for the Toyota.
Toyota emblem, yeah.
Now I know your car has a Toyota emblem on it. We filled this hole, and of course it had some rust here.
And I can see in this light the divot for the windshield squirter, the rear window squirter.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still there. So here's the thing. Your car had it.
It did.
It didn't have the wiper, but it had the little squirter. So we're going to put the squirter back.
To be honest, I don't remember if I bought the car with the rear windshield wiper. Probably did, and probably had it taken off. Why I would not have removed the squirter or my body shop when it didn't.
They probably forgot.
And I probably didn't specify it. Anything.
Tiny square that big.
This was removed because of the wing uprights? Is that?
No, I just didn't want a rear windshield wiper on the back of the car. I didn't need it. The car was
Okay.
not going to be driven in the rain.
A couple dents here.
I can see that right there. Dink, dink.
Little ding here. So we're gonna. So what we ended up doing
Right there,
is
little divot. Easy stuff to fix.
as soon as
You got that rust out? No,
yeah, yeah, that's what we did here. That's the repair here, and of course we'll address that with filler. The idea now is you know, this is DTM primer. This is direct to metal primer. What this does is it locks the metal in. So now what we get to do is we get to make all the body repairs, and of course we grind all the way through this primer and make those repairs, and then we use DTM over it. And then we come in and
I see you're kind of shaping this line here.
we were working on that a little bit. There was a crease dent right here
Yeah,
that we
I
needed to address.
That was a transportation injury. That's what that
Really?
was, yeah.
Yeah,
Made it
that-
all this way,
Yeah.
and then it got injured in
Yeah.
transportation.
Super minor. These spats fit really well. I mean, out of all the parts
These are
that we
legit
got,
Bomex, right?
I believe so.
They have the sticker on it, that the
Yeah.
mark embedded in the fiberglass that said Bomex. I remember seeing that picture.
Yeah, so I mean, out of all the parts we got, Craig, those fit the best.
You know what kills me is looking at all the undercarriage stuff and how dirty and old it is. You know, and all that stuff. Most of the stuff is going to be
That's all gonna come out.
refinished and all that kind of. And that's the exciting thing about this project for me. All right, now let's talk about this bumper.
Yay, the bumper. You want to just throw the hood on it real quick, and why don't you,
yeah, we can
why don't
do
you
that.
Just grab that side, and we'll just kind of delicately set it in place.
Now, I'm not expecting Lexus seams of 3 millimeters. Just, I don't know what you guys are expecting, but
No, we've done this kind of already, and we're actually really impressed with the bumper.
okay,
mean,
if
the
I
hood.
lift it up, and actually a pretty good line here. That I don't know
You've
what
got
it
a
looks
good
like.
line?
Yeah, I've got a great line.
I've got a great
That's
line here,
probably
too.
4 millimeters, which for an aftermarket hood is phenomenal.
No, this.
I thought this is actually better than mine. Of course, it's not completely mounted yet, but you
Right.
get the idea.
No, but honestly, the hood is not an issue whatsoever.
Okay, so wait a second here.
Yeah, I know.
My
right?
eyes deceiving me?
No. What you see is what you see. So what we haven't done today is we're
hell?
yeah. Look how much wider it is.
It's
Holy
all, yeah.
Look at that.
It's like you guys ordered an extra large when it needed to be a large. There's
So-
got an extra gap there.
You know, and I don't fault the gentleman we purchased it from, because he did tell us that it overhangs and it's wider. You know, so we knew what we were getting into.
So the guy, Eric Rosado, who went through hell to get us this, he went down to his garage, pulled this extra stock out that he had hidden up in the rafters, because he has a car which is this color, which has this body kit.
Right.
He didn't want to take that one off, so he said, I have another one, but it's not genuine Bomex in the front. So he was clear with this, and he actually took pictures. Remember the pictures?
He did.
So he showed it didn't quite fit, so he's thinking that we can do something with it. So
Let me grab this side.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pushing to the point where the fender lips. How hard
right.
are you pushing all the way?
Okay, I'm as far as I can go.
Yeah, you got to put a little grunt behind this.
Well, I am trying to do that, but without.
Yeah. So it will go into place, but there's going to be tension.
It will. There's going to be a lot of tension. So what we have to do is,
This tab probably has to be shaped too, because this thing is sticking out kind of far. It's sticking out like this. It's not tucked under, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So if we tuck that under, that all means and it's going to mean that there's going to have to go further though. So your body shop guys are going to have to deal with it.
we're gonna have to work. We're gonna have to massage this thing quite a bit.
And then the center here where the headlights go,
Yep.
this stuff is all going to be, the way everything lines up is going to be built around the headlight more or less.
Correct.
So once the headlight's in there, you're going to have to shape everything to fit that.
Well, and that's exactly what we're going to do next. Is we have to add some reinforcement components back in, and then we're going to hang the headlights, and then we're going to use all of our pictures to identify how much of a lip this bumper is supposed to have. Now, what I'm really hoping for, and James, you could attest to this, if that other kit shows up and it's in better shape than this, the front,
We use that.
then we're going to use it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just no guarantee.
It's still on a boat.
We don't. Yeah. They don't even know where it is. They have no idea where it is.
Yeah. Well, 3 weeks ago, it was supposed to be here 3 weeks ago.
So I'm suggesting
Can
that.
I ask you another question?
Sure.
Two things. I remember the intercooler fitment, the 3-row, 4-row, whatever. I think it was a 4-row, but I can't recall. So the car had a urethane bumper from Stillen originally.
Okay.
When it was yellow. And I remember there being some kind of issue with the intercooler and the piping with this kit. The other thing was, and I'll tell you this, if this thing is going to go on here, it's going to have an under tray.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to have to.
For sure. Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
We'll build one. We'll just
No,
build
yeah,
one.
that's-
That's easy. stuff.
That's easy. We can
not
just get a
worried
flat piece of carbon fiber and make a splitter or something that you don't see from the front, but
the
it's
floor,
there,
yeah.
giving you the aero and the protection you need for under the car.
because even the factory one was garbage. I remember going up to Palmdale for a race. I was doing like $140 on Highway 14. There was nobody on the road. And I heard this weird noise like dragging. The next thing I knew, it was like the targa top falling off the Supra during the movie, but it came in from underneath. I was like, did I run that over?
Yeah.
What did I do? Turned out it was the splash guard, the factory
Yeah.
splash guard that was screwed to this thing.
They're flimsy.
They're horrible,
flimsy.
actually.
I think we've probably all experienced that at some
Yeah.
point. Looking at your pictures of your car here, you could see the thickness of the bumper.
Yeah, it sticks out from the top,
Right.
right there.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because that pinstripe is breaking it up, but
So in terms of shaving the bumper and narrowing it, it gets interesting because you can't do it from the center section because you have to have the headlights surrounds match. And
so you can't section out of that because that would shrink this panel in and it
Correct.
would never fit the headlights.
Correct.
So all the work is going to have to be done over here.
Correct. And look what we're dealing with here. So,
Jesus, how do you do
We're going to
that?
have to make provisions for the side markers too. I just
correct.
saw that. Yeah.
That's fine. That's not a big deal.
That's not a big deal. A couple holes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant to ask you, what's the deal with the 12? What's the number 12 represent? Did you ever ask?
Yeah.
No, I know. That's a great question. The numbers on the cards delineated one thing, that they were all part of Dominic Toretto's team. Here's the problem with that. First off, there were two cars with the number 12. One was Ja Rule's Integra, because that car already had its decal package and they didn't change it. There was an error that they basically just created the number 12 for that, so two cars are the same thing. But the big goof in the movie was the fact that Brian's Eclipse came on the scene before he was in Toretto's crew. Remember, he rolled up and challenged Toretto?
Oh, yeah.
He already had a number on his car. How does he have a number 5 on his car when he didn't even know Dominic Toretto? So this is all continuity error kind of non-stuff.
I didn't catch that. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, you have to be really a die-hard fan, watch it 1,000 times to really start asking these questions. And a lot of my fans do that, which is kind of cool, because a lot of times in the past 5 years or so, people hit me up, why do they do this? What's this all about? And I just thought to myself, it's pretty common knowledge.
Yeah,
But It's
right.
not. Apparently it's not.
No.
And then I started putting myself in their shoes, and I was like, yeah, there's absolutely no way. There you go. Here's the red Integra, number 12.
No way. Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why I was asking is it'd be cool to get the actual size of that decal, because once we do fit,
We're going to have to. We have plenty of other reference pictures. We're just going to have to measure.
on. Okay.
So what we're going to do is we'll take a reference from these two lines over here and get it down here. I've seen a lot of replicas done with these, with the Supra, and the people get the numbers way out of whack. way out of whack. So we'll have the reference, but the other thing is you can't start doing that until you shave the back of this bumper for the intercooler.
Right.
Because there's going to shit ton of material that's going to have to come off the back of this thing. There's a ton of material that's going to have to come off the back of this lip right here.
Well, and that's why I was asking the size of that number, but
They don't, Modern Image won't have it. They don't know. They were just throwing stickers on cars because they were trying to get stuff done. And these aren't the original decals that were on the car. They were all black.
Okay.
So we have to refer to the movie.
Oh, so wait a minute. The car had black stickers down here?
It had black stickers.
When did you have those put on?
This is a post. All this stuff was not on the car in the movie, right?
Right, okay.
So you know it's already post.
Right, we know this.
You know the tail lights have been changed. You know the headlights have been changed. So this is post movie.
Okay.
After the movie, it was getting a bunch of magazines from overseas. I don't even remember which magazine this was from.
Okay.
GTI, which I think is Belgian.
Interesting.
Anyway, regardless, a lot of stuff changed. I didn't like the black decals on it because there's nothing else on the graphics that were black.
Do you want to go back to black we're going to do it movie
We're going to do a movie,
right?
movie spec.
All right, so black
Movie
details.
spec. Because if I do it the way I liked it.
So these are black decals here. Yeah, these are black.
Are they?
I see black in here, yeah, they're just super thin.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's got the right headlights, so it's different.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's interesting, the running lights stick out farther in this picture. Did you ever do any work on those? See how they kind of protrude out through the housing?
Okay, so there's a story to that, and that's a good question. Go back to the next picture,
That's this guy right here, this guy.
So if you look there, it's a little further in, and here's what happened. When I got the car back, I had a relationship with a guy by the name of Charles Shepard over at Gritty. He used to work with Kenji, and Charles was a friend of Dave Jesco and all that kind of stuff. So Charles wanted to borrow the car to show it to somebody because he said this guy wanted to see the car, and I'll give me an offer on the car and all that. And then somehow Charles miscalculated the angle of a driveway, and he tore up the front bumper, right? And I know that because I had it painted right after I got the car back from Universal because it was been on off a trailer, so it was already scuffed, so I had it repainted. So then Charles, when he brought it back, the thing was screwed up again. So I took it, I don't like imperfections on my cars, took it right back to the body shop and had them do that. When they did that, they put the fog lights a little further in. I didn't like them because I didn't like that bubble coming out that looked ricey to me. It was already borderline super rice by that time, but you know.
Right.
Because remember, that's the fog light era, right?
I love that term, super rice.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't really, it seemed like they're in farther in this picture.
Definitely
and then,
were. But
and
another change, if I may.
After the driveway mishap?
After that, this chrome stripe, right, did not survive the next paint after that.
Oh, interesting.
So when you see it in its final, you see it right here, this is still there, but the next time the bumper got screwed up, when it got repainted, it did not survive that. The chrome,
yeah,
the
it's
chrome
there.
was gone.
I see it there. I see it. It's still there.
Chrome is gone.
No, it's there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's still
Okay.
there in that picture.
Then I have a later picture. Oh, that's right. This is Max Power. This is right after the movie.
Is that a stripe or a body line?
No, it's a stripe. It's a
Oh,
fluorescent
I
green
never
stripe.
saw that, yeah.
Fluorescent green stripe.
Okay.
These over
I know, almost looks
fluorescent
yellow.
green.
Almost looks yellow.
Well, it's different cameras with different shutter settings and.
So let me just go back to this photo. So yeah, you could really see the difference when they were taking promotional photos. Yeah, that's awful. So we're going to put them in more because that looks like they're about ready to fall off the car.
Right, they look like somebody making a funny face with the bulgy eyes kind of thing, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't take that picture, I had nothing to do with that. I don't even know where that picture was taken. I think it was taken at the runway,
Got it.
looking at the background.
Yeah, it looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. So what's next?
What's next is, literally bodywork. You know, we can't even pre-fit the wheels because I have to have this body kit on before we identify how much offset we're going to take away or add to those wheels.
Well, what about the side skirts?
Oh, that's a whole nother story.
All right, let's
So-
take a look.
Let's kind of hang one. That's this side. So yeah, let's hang this on the driver's side here. And I'm going to do this side because you kind of have to squeeze it in there.
Holy mother of God.
So it's not terrible.
Not terrible.
That's all right. That's okay.
Fixed.
So you heat it up, and look how hard. I'm having to put a lot of pressure on that.
So it's a lot of heat to bend it.
It's a lot of heat to
And a lot of
reshape this.
adhesive.
So these likely sat around for a long time.
Oh, sure.
And of course lost their shape. I've seen worse. You're like, this is never going to look right.
I'm like This is why I've said for years I'm never going to do a replica because it's just going to be,
Yeah.
fortunately,
I mean, how long has this body kit been out of production?
I don't even know. I know they were selling a boatload of them after the movie came out for every type of car.
20 years ago.
RX-7s, Eclipses, and of course Supra. So
This part was probably made, I mean, let's assume it's a copy of the original. So this has probably been sitting around in the garage for 10 years, 12 years.
and you don't know if this was the first piece out of the mold or the last piece out of the mold,
Yeah.
which does make a difference, believe it or not.
Well, like I said, it certainly isn't going to be the first time we've had to make extensive repairs to a body kit. We went through this in the fourth movie with the R34s. We bought East Bear body kits and they weren't nice. And we ended up having to reshape them, and then we ended up just making a bunch to fit on the car because those cars got broke up so bad.
Yeah.
The way I see it is that, you know, this was a different era, right? I mean, we're not, is it common now for people to put body kits on some of the new stuff that's being, I mean, I guess
No, everything is
our Mustangs
Liberty
and
Wall
Camaros and
or
the new
you know,
Supras.
Pandem wide body stuff.
Yeah,
that's
everything
all the hotness. You know, this kind of stuff, relics. You know, so do they want to even spend time to go
I'm
to
not-
the
I'm not-
factory, pull out the molds, remake it? No.
I'm not suggesting that they should. They probably know what the sales would be with these body kits.
Yeah.
Although the replica market is increasing, not shrinking, it's going
Yeah.
up. But you know, all this wide body stuff, there's a whole group of people who don't want to have wide body stuff. It looks really cool. 19-year-old me says, hell yeah, I'd be all about it.
Right.
But 50-year-old me is like, nope, not doing that again.
Yeah.
Got enough of those cars.
I'm there. I get it.
So by next Friday,
I don't know if it's going to happen that fast. It took us 2.5 weeks to do the downforce kit on the NSX, and it fit a lot nicer than this. And it's just nonstop.
A lot of hours
We
to
wanna see
massage a
some
On,
body
off,
kit.
on, off, on, off.
we
you know?
we
So-
want to see some wrenching. That's what the audience wants to see. So
Yeah.
the sooner we can get to that, great.
Well, we're gonna put a camera in here, so they'll get to see it. It's gonna be boring, but you know, you time lapse it, and you'll get to see how many times this side skirt's gonna go on and off the car. You know.
Does anybody have the tool?
It is probably in the pile of parts.
Easy way to do it. You
container.
buy a
Yeah.
ratchet with the proper fitting and you weld it together.
There you go.
Because it's basically what it was. You know
Oh,
those
yeah.
closed end wrenches, box wrenches?
Yeah.
That's basically what it was.
Okay. I remember it came in a little pouch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
God, I wish we had an oven we could stick these in. It'd make it a lot easier. The front bumper is definitely going to be I think that's going to be the biggest challenge because it is really big.
An oven?
An oven.
To heat those up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you're saying, but it would you'd have to have the oven close enough to the car where you could bring it
No,
over.
you could. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to.
You know what you can do?
Absolutely.
Buy those industrial heater things.
Well, we have those too, and we'll probably end up using those instead. But it would just be a lot easier to bake them. The front bumper is the one I'm mostly concerned about.
So are you guys going to be able to shape that bumper the way you want to without the intercooler?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I was asking about that number. But yeah, we need to probably get our hands on that intercooler and get it in place. I'm almost feeling like these holes, these openings are too big based on the pictures of your car.
Once we put the fog lights in there, the driving lights in there, whatever you want to call it, we'll get our answer, right?
Right. I mean, because if that's the case, then we could cut it here. But then, you know, I got to put the headlight in here and see how much we can move this over, you know. And I see us working on this lip a little bit too. I've got guys on other projects that are wrapping up, and then my main body guys are going to be here. I kind of want to get Martin, who is our carbon fiber mold maker guy that just does everything for us. This has got me more concerned about anything else. All the other stuff I'm not worried about. I've been there, done that. But this shaping and fiberglass work, I may even just
I
go
know where you're
grab him
going.
real quick and ask him.
Bring them over.
Let me just get him real
All
quick
right.
and see if he'll come over and chat. So Martin, take a look. We got it kind of hanging here. Look how much wider it is.
Oh.
You know?
Here's the part where he says no problem, because he's a genius.
So the question is how do we narrow it?
Yeah, the problem is when they made that one has to be a copy because when
Yeah.
they made a copy, they use the bumper, so that's why it looks wider because
Yeah.
the plastic goes, you know.
Of course, it's bigger.
Yes.
Yeah, if
That's
you
the
put a
problem.
mold around me, it's bigger when you take it off.
Yeah, and you do that a couple times and you're a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
So
And here I am.
Yeah. So I mean, what's our solution to fixing this? Is it best for us to? I mean, how do we narrow it without compromising the headlight.
How do we push this in?
Because look, I'm pushing all the way,
Right?
and
And I'm pushing, and it's just not going to go, you know?
the hood's not bad. The hood's in good shape. It's
Yeah,
this
the problem
bumper.
is that the bumper is fiberglass. So when you push the bumper, you're gonna move this part.
Yeah, you're going to put strain on it, too.
Yes.
It's going to go like this, right?
Yeah.
And the fibers start to come apart, and it becomes fragile. So it becomes difficult. Now, the old school way of me, my 19-year-old, I would take a crowbar and pry the fender out to make it fit. But that's not
Yeah.
going to work, of course.
So I mean, what do you do? Do you cut and narrow?
We can cut it.
The big question is it doable? And where would you make the cut to make it fit? You know?
Agárrale ya.
It has to come down a little bit too. It has to be.
Yes, that's the problem. When you move right here, it's gonna move right here too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this has got to.
Yes.
So where would you relieve the pressure from? Would you relieve it from? It's got to be somewhere in this space here, I think. right?
We have to make some cuts, like a
Multiple cuts?
Yes, a little bit cut it,
Okay.
and then move the bumper
And reposition it.
and then yes,
And then fill it in.
yes,
Okay.
So he's making pie cuts
yes,
to relieve the stress.
yes,
Like you would in a
some-
piece of metal?
Yes.
Right. Well, I mean,
a
that
lot of
makes,
cuts,
that makes sense.
maybe
of
like
course.
5 cuts right here to move the bumper like that,
Yeah.
and then
You could see in these pictures what it looked like in
Yeah.
terms of this lip. You know? And we need to replicate that lip.
yeah, we cut the bumper, we try to fix the bumper, and then later we put the lights.
Right.
Yeah.
And we fix it right here. Something happened right here.
Got it.
We put the lights and then we fix it right
Yep,
here.
right,
Okay.
because you can see how
Yes,
the
we
front.
can see it.
That's what
Yes.
we were saying.
Yeah, but first thing you have to fix it. We have to fix the bumper first.
Well, you know, Martin's the guy we hit up originally when we started talking about this project. He had a guy, a source, that had this kit that was coming, and it was in the container, and they opened the container and it wasn't in the container.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know, he's the one that we originally contacted because he, you know, Wings West replicated this body kit.
Yep.
For
You know,
many,
you
many
know,
years.
Lerny and Billy,
Oh,
no?
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
because Billy made this body kit, I remember
Of course,
that.
they were very smart guys, right?
Yeah,
they
because-
went on to a 3D designs or 3D
No,
carbon
because
or
Billy made this body kit because I saw when Billy made this
He did.
body kit, and then when he did this body kit, when he designed this body kit, I was laminator, so I laminated this body kit for a lot of times. So,
That's
Crazy.
cool.
yeah, because I was a laminator for like 11 years, so I did this body kit myself. I did a lot of body kits myself.
Well, he did the Honda Civics, the heist cars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did the Civics, the Jetta. Remember
And
the
he did
Jetta?
Of course, I remember that.
So
And he
I
did
did
them for
the
the
all
movie.
body kits for this car. I did this
Yeah.
body kits.
Yeah,
I
they-
laminated by hand.
You laminated by hand?
Yes.
Good grief.
Yes.
So it's so weird now. Here we are, 20 years on, and the people who were worked on the first movie cars are now working on on these replica cars now. Same people.
Funny.
So
small
our
world.
interior guy, our audio guy, and now Martin.
Yeah. No, Martin is, we've referred so much work to Martin from all of our friends like
Stop.
James Chen.
Because he's never going to have any time for your
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing.
True. Since you're doing the bumper, you know, maybe it's a good idea for you to do the lip of the hood too, so we got a nice fitment. But I'll put the hood on hinges and we'll get all the stays and all the rubbers installed on it too. Well, that just freed up a lot of time, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, so by Christmas time, we should have the body kit fitted, and we'll be ready to start right after.
Correct.
On the hardcore stuff.
Correct.
Final body skin prep.
Yeah, come the first of the year, the plan is to have it over at our shop, at the paint shop, to get it prepped for paint.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a good plan. I mean, and everybody has to realize that it's the holiday season, so.
yeah, for sure.
And there really is no deadline.
Correct.
I mean, well, obviously we want to have it in time for show season, but once we get the motor back, a couple of weeks to put all that stuff together,
Right.
get that manifold going.
Yep.
So maybe end of January we'll be getting close.
Oh, I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
The best day is going to be when we take it down to Modern Image to get the graphics on. Same
gonna be a
company who
fun
did the original cars. That's going to be a good day.
That's going to be cool.
People are going to be driving down on the highway and seeing this car. It lives again.
That'll be cool.
That's so cool that we're getting some of the same people who worked on these cars back then to work on them
It's
now.
such a small world,
It
you know.
is.
And I keep forgetting how much time Martin's been in this industry, and how many different places he's worked. And he's doing his own thing now.
Yeah, well, good
this
for
is
him.
his own show.
Good for him.
He's got 8 guys over here going to town nonstop.
The American dream, man.
Yeah,
This is why we live here.
He's killing it. So this
But
is
we
awesome.
have
He
an
has-
unfair advantage, don't you think? Because everything's right here in Southern California, all these shops and everything.
Oh, for sure.
We have some amazing car industry people here in Southern California.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
Well, I can't wait. So I guess the next update will be in a couple of weeks. So.
Surprise update, I just got the tracking number for the V160. Surprise update, I just got the tracking number for the V160.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Here it
Things
goes.
are starting to go.
So,
now
ooh,
Alex is
there's
going to
the
get
Christmas
really.
spirit.
Alex is going to get really itchy. We got to get that motor together. Let's get to do it.
He's going to. Yeah, he is. He's excited.
We got to get that manifold on order if we're going to do it.
Well, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be really fun when this Roadrunner heads over to the paint shop, and we're going to move the Supra over to this corner, and we've got the Charger. We got Dom's Charger going to sit right next to it. So that's going to be cool. We'll have the Supra here, and we'll have the Charger build going on here, and I'm going up to Simi Valley next week, and we're going to
Meet that guy.
meet the guy. We're
Worked on the
talking to
engines for
Dennis a little bit more. He's given us some good pointers of people to go see, so that's going to be really fun having these 2 cars side by side.
Tune in next time for more debauchery and digging up old people who worked on these cars.
All right, so it sounds like we've got a great plan for next week, leading into the first of the week, sorting out the body kit, which is going to really give us a huge jump on things. So, right?
Yep, here I am 7 episodes in and I haven't got my hands dirty yet. We got to fix that.
We can fix that.
Okay, we can fix that. Let's do that.
We appreciate you guys commenting on anything you see on this video, and we certainly hope that you give us a thumbs up if you like the content, and please subscribe if you haven't already.
Don't forget to watch my channel and give us comments below. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.